How loneliness makes you settle in a relationship.
Ooh,
Yeah.
big time. If you don't know who we are, I'm Scott O'Meara and this is Britta Jennings, and we are relationship experts that specialises in why people attract the wrong people and how you can find love and how you can stop being lonely. Because
it.
that is actually one of our biggest blocks that our clients have is they attract these toxic relationships and settle for narcissists and settle for, other areas of their life because they've got this big fear that I do not want to be alone.
Yeah, that's it. They'd rather be in a relationship unhappy than be alone on themselves. And this can go back to actually a lot of childhood trauma that we suppress in our deep subconscious, and our conscious isn't completely aware of it because as a kid we may have felt like we were alone, maybe we didn't receive the attention, so then we attract these relationships where even though you've got someone there, you can be even lonelier than what you would be if you were alone, because there's nothing worse than feeling like you're not getting the love and support in a relationship than if you were single. And we've found that with many people who come to us, they actually do. When you say that to them, they actually admit they actually feel lonelier being unhappy in a relationship than when they were alone. But many of us, and I know I've done it myself in the past, settle for relationships because they don't want to be alone. They'd rather a distorted version of love, they'd rather abuse, or they would rather not even being in love with someone, just so that they can feel someone is there to support them, even if it's not the support that they truly do want.
Yeah, I hope you haven't settled for me. I'm not one of those people. Hope not. Yeah, if this is on YouTube Live, like telling me this right now, it's probably not the most appropriate time.
Yes, no.
But
it's not really when you've got blended families and settle with someone who has their own children together, you have 6 children. Yeah, no, that you're definitely not settling when you're settling.
No, that's
with
good to know.
Having an extended family.
But it is like 90% of our clients, 90% of our clients do actually have that belief that I have a fear of being alone. And like Britta said, a lot of it comes from your childhood. It comes from, something's triggered you when you've been young. And we have all sorts of different stories, like being left at hospital when you were going for an operation. And then, back then, like 30 years ago, you couldn't stay with your kids. And that abandonment and that fear of being alone from that time has affected their belief systems, that they've got this massive fear of being left alone. And that causes them to settle and to be in relationships and getting this second-rated love, we won't even call it love, or abuse, just so they feel like they've got someone in their lives so they can come home to something opposed to no one or to nothing. And that's the unfortunate thing, is when you settle, and we've all settled, like I think most people can say they've settled in some stage of their life, you really aren't backing yourself. You're kind of, a lot of ladies think, well, I can't get anything more, or men think, well, it's just as good as I can get, so I'll just stick with that. And she may be good looking, or she may have, a lot of positive energy, but she's treating you poorly, and you'd rather stay there with someone who doesn't treat you right.
Or they could, even as what I experienced many, many light years ago, another lifetime, no, this lifetime, but when I was living in Sydney, because all my family, my good friends were in Queensland, I felt very lonely. And so, the relationships I formed while I was down there, they were, very nice men and very generous, but the problem was I did not have the feelings for them. So you can also have that. You can attract men or women who give you lots of love and support, but they just don't feel a match for you and you don't give it back. So then that feels lonely, but you settle for it because they are there and they are being supportive, even though it's not being reciprocated by yourself. Because I know I'm guilty of that a couple of times, because it was lonely and it was better off having someone that gave you attention than having nothing at all.
Yeah, and it happens a lot. And if you are someone who's doing that, like, really have a look at yourself and say, okay, well, can I, what are the reasons why I can't leave that relationship? What will happen if I do leave that relationship? And if you still feel like you've got some insecurities there, that's not a problem. Acknowledge it, do some work on it, and start focusing on shifting that energy, because once you let go of that fear of being alone, you're opening up a whole new world to all these beautiful people. And it's such a low vibration. It's one of the lowest vibrations. That what's happening is you're putting out a low vibration. So what you're doing is you're putting out to the universe this vibration of being insecure, fear of being alone, sometimes being desperate. And what's happening is you're getting, potentially attracting people that will take advantage of someone like you, or you're putting out a low vibration and you're attracting lower vibrational men or women because you're dropping your energy because of that feeling alone. So it's really important to do work around whether it's fear of being alone or any other blocks you have around relationships.
And sometimes, as Scotty was saying, when we have these deep limiting beliefs, it can block off love too. So you could be in a beautiful relationship, but you feel lonely because you have like this energetic wall up in front of you. So it doesn't matter what that person tries to show you and give to you, you don't see it or feel it because you've got these limiting beliefs from being hurt maybe when you're a child or from previous relationships where you don't actually allow that love. Of course, consciously you want that love, but in our deep subconscious, you're scared if you receive that love that you could be hurt more. So that's when you can feel lonely too. So it's really interesting to take a step back and have a look to see what is going on. And, you know, if it's something that you do need extra help, you know, reach out. You can always contact us as well. We have a link in our bio as well.
There's a link where we can...
It's very fascinating. We've had many people come to us in marriages as well. And some of them have realised that they did block the love from their partner due to their past trauma. But some of them did realise that they were also settling as well. So it's really important, if you want to find true happiness and love, that you do have a look at the big picture of it all.
If you want us to help you, click the link there and you can actually do a free coaching session where we'll go through and identify what blocks that you have, like fear of being alone, so we can work out why you're attracting these men or why you're not happy in relationships or women, and so you can then start a new life. We want you to start attracting the most amazing relationship that you deserve, because when most people who are on this channel haven't had that, and they want it so badly, but there is a proven successful formula that we know that works. So if you want to change that and shift that, jump on a call with us, press the link, and you can book in and choose one of the free coaching session times. You can jump on a call with myself or one of our coaches and we'll help you move through it. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, subscribe, because we've got a lot of different videos coming through that will give you all the insights to relationships.
And we're listening to what you want too. So when you comment, we take it on, and that inspires us to create a video to answer your questions as well.
All right, till next time.